Have you noticed how the new shit that these humans are doing is to walk through a motherfucking intersection on foot as a pedestrian and absolutely just be on your cell phone having like a conversation going really fucking slow as if there are no vehicles and motorists around trying to get somewhere? Have you noticed that shit, man? Have you fucking noticed that shit? Have you noticed that there are people now walking through it's a trend. It's a fucking trend if you haven't seen it. I'm guessing you have. So about a month ago, today is Monday, 30 September 2019. About a month ago, society decided that it was going to do a new thing. You know, there's always some fucking new thing, right? So the new trend is when you walk through and I'm not giving any kind of legal advice or business or otherwise, so this should not be construed as such. This is purely observational, just information awareness. You know, just being totally information aware type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, might even call it total information awareness. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just, you know, maybe even TIA for short or some shit like that. Man, you know, in a post 9/11 world, George Orwell, massive global surveillance, man, you know, these computers and sensors and AIs are watching, observing, sensing, and detecting motherfucking human beings walking through intersections going really fucking slow on their supposedly smartphones. So yeah, that's a really interesting thing. You know, just to see motherfuckers like, oh, are there a bunch of cars around? I don't know. I'm a pedestrian, and ordinarily I would just walk at a normal speed, but I've got my smartphone. Ha ha ha. So, you know what that means, man. I've got to go really slow through the intersection now. You know why? Because I'm a copycat, and I copy what I see other motherfuckers do. And some fucking pathetic fool came up with this shit about a month ago. I got to do it too. Like all the other clones. Because I've got a smartphone. So, I can't remember which, was it Great Britain? Was it England? When there was a broadcast over commercial television or something to that effect, and then in that broadcast there was a transmission interruption. Some voice came on and said something to the effect of like, beware the fruits given to you or bestowed upon you by the, I don't know, was it the Zetas or some fucking, you know, other civilization? I wonder, man, you know, the smartphones that humans have, are those the fruits that they warned of? Because what are, and, you know, and ironically, they're smartphones, right? They're called smartphones. You know, man, if you want to infiltrate a human civilization somewhere that's medieval, just take a fucking glowing box and be like, yo, hey, listen, check out what you can do with this thing here. And man, there you have it. So yeah, man. So looking at this ridiculous shit that humans have decided to do, here's another thing that humans have decided to do. I'll give you an example. If you're here in New York and you're familiar with the different bridges and tunnels and so on and so forth, or any major fucking city, have you noticed that there's a speed limit in society that's like right fucking there on the roadside? It's just like clearly signed, you know, like signage wise, like it's just clearly like displayed, like boom, there it is, you know, speed limit, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty fucking universal. You know, in every country where there exists a speed limit. Have you ever noticed that like in the past several months, people have decided when crossing bridges and major highways that Yeah, they're just not going to do the fucking speed limit. Nah, you know why? Because they don't remember what it was. Is there one? They don't know anymore. No, you know why? Because there's a sign somewhere, like road construction, in pretty much every major city, there's always some sham of a road construction project that just never ends. And you should be able to figure it out because it's been going on for multiple years. Ordinarily, if there's a real project, you just pay people to come out and fucking do the project. But when you're running a scam, it has to be like multi-years long because then people forget what the fuck it was ever about. And it was never really about anything anyway. So you just like extend it out so everyone can get a fucking paycheck. And then every day, man, you send someone out with like a hard hat, and someone's got a sign somewhere, or you're going up and down the highway with your trucks, man. Just pretending like you're doing some shit. I'm not talking about the people that are working on real projects that are bona fide for society that are imperative, that need to happen and need to take place because they're essential, they're crucial, they're part of our critical infrastructure. No, I'm not talking about those projects. I'm talking about the ones that are scams. Where there's the arrow pointing and it's like, arrow, because when you put an arrow on a fucking highway, right? Or an interstate, right? And there's this big, lighted fucking arrow. When you do that, it's like jacklighting a deer. It's like jacklight for humans, okay? Because it doesn't say slow down. The arrow doesn't say any fucking thing. It's just an arrow. So then you get some dumb motherfucker who just assumes that an arrow pointing either left or right means to slow down. That person doesn't even think for 1 microsecond, not 1 millisecond, not 1 pico, femto, attosecond. No. Doesn't even think for a split fucking second. Hey, maybe that arrow means direction and has nothing to do with speed. No, this person just automatically forgets what reality is, sees a fucking arrow, and equates the arrow to speed as opposed to direction. Even though the arrow has nothing to do with fucking speed, it's a directional indicator. Society now has switched the two. Oh, there's that arrow on the highway. Is that Oh, arrow. Okay, well, naturally I gotta slow down, man. I gotta slow down. That's the fucking arrow coming up, dude. All right, let me slow down. Because that's what the arrow means. All right, okay, everybody, hey, you guys slowing down too? Everybody slowing down? All right, we're also, because, see, look, there's the arrow upcoming. Yeah, every day, there it is, we see it. I forget, because I'm going like, I don't know, 60 miles an hour. Totally forget every day that, oh shit, I'm coming around that bend. That's right, there's an arrow coming up. That means we gotta slow down. My fault, my bad, I'm slowing down. Slowing down for the arrow. You guys with me here? You guys with me? All right, everybody's slowing down. All right, let's make sure that everybody fucking slows down, all the thousands of us, so that any cars coming up behind, they'll get it. That, they got to make sure everyone knows that there's a fucking arrow coming up here. So, so just, everybody fall back. You know what I'm saying? Fall back. So yeah, man. So where are the politicians, man? Where are the leaders? Where's the leadership on TV explaining to the public? In order to expedite money into your bank account from your fucking jobs, money into your bank accounts from your jobs in society, let's all come to an understanding here. On our highway systems in America, it is good and prudent, that is wise, to be cautious. But then there is something known as, a concept known as being overly cautious. The arrow does not mean fucking slow down. It means get over into another lane that is not this lane. Do it cautiously, but it doesn't mean go half the speed limit or a third of the speed limit or 3 fucking quarters of the speed limit. If you just go, just fucking go. Guess what? As long as you're driving the speed limit, which you ought to fucking know what it is at all times, if not, familiarize yourself with the speed limit wherever you are and at all times. If everyone just understood the arrow means get the fuck out of that lane into another one and do so promptly, that is quickly, and get the fuck out of there, then people could get to where they need to be in which to do their jobs and make money sooner than fucking later. You see how simple that is, man? Where are the politicians on TV talking about this, man? Where are the leaders on TV? Where are the officials, the leaders, the leadership? Where are they talking about this? Why is it that every motherfucking day you're trying to get somewhere that shouldn't take that long to get there, and you have these fucking peons, morons, who what? All of a sudden, it's the first day driving, they don't know how to drive anymore. They don't know how to drive anymore. They don't know what a fucking arrow is. They don't know the difference between arrow, direction, and speed. They don't remember anymore. They don't fucking know. Right? Just like when you're walking through a crosswalk, it's totally safe to have 2 fucking earbuds in, or AirPods, or whatever the fuck you call them now. Shit's always changing. It's totally safe to do that. And here's the other thing that they do. When they're crossing at the crosswalk, the intersection, instead of letting you know that they are about to transition, that is move, from having been on the sidewalk into the crosswalk intersection, the new fucking trend is to not give any indication whatsoever to the motorists. It's a new thing, man. I've observed it. I know you have too. A lot of you. If you live in the Western Hemisphere and you have been to North America, all right, motherfuckers will be walking down the street now, and you're like, well, I think that person's probably just going to continue walking forward because I don't see any indication that that person is going to take a left into this upcoming intersection. And then as you slow down, you're like, all right, well, I slowed down and that person appears to be right next to me, still moving forward. As soon as you fucking inch forward, all of a sudden, there they are. You're like, really? Really, motherfucker? So that's the cool thing now? That's the cool shit now, is to have your fucking goddamn smartphone plugged into your ears, both of them, and to be like out of the blue, like, oh, there I am in front of your car now. Oh, I'm so, you didn't know? You didn't know that I was going to get into the intersection? Nah, motherfucker. You knew that I didn't know. Because that's your intention. You're doing it deliberately. Your human fucking psychology is stupid. You're fucking dumb. You're an asshole. And you're copying clones. You're a copycat with the AirPods and the earbuds and the intersection slow walking shit. Now, I wonder, if you were in Japan, would you do the same thing? Would you have your earbuds in at a busy intersection in Tokyo and just be like lollygagging, hum-da, 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 hum-da? Ah, I'm in front of a car now. He didn't know that I was going to... What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Don't you see me? I'm in the intersection all of a sudden in a flash like that. These people, man, doing this shit are fucking stupid people, man. It's the dumbing down of dumbasses in society. Motherfuckers that were already dumbasses, and now they're dumber than ever before. I mean, man, I've just clearly indicated that motherfuckers don't know the difference between an arrow on a fucking highway, an arrow, and speed. They don't know the fucking goddamn difference anymore. And then you have these fucking morons who are doing this game, this psychological thing that they saw someone else do. Keep in mind, there's an originator who started each and every one of these fucking trends. It always starts with one motherfucker doing it, and then all these other fucking pieces of shit do it too. Now the new thing is to go extra slow, okay? I'm not talking about people who are disabled. I'm not talking about people who are handicapped. I'm talking about people who are able-bodied who have decided to follow some fucking mindless, psychotic, reckless fucking trend. Because it's cool, man. Everyone's doing it. Look, man, I got my AirPods in, man. Look, I got my headphones on. You know, the big fucking big ass fucking headphones, man. We used to say big honkin', you know, or hulkin', big honkin'. You know, I don't know if I should say that anymore. It sounds kind of racist, you know what I mean? And I'm a half white, half black dude, but now that I think about it, you know, you'd say big honk, like big honkin', you know, I don't even know. I haven't even sourced that shit. Maybe that's racist and offensive now, you know? You could, before, man, you know, you'd call someone, I mean, and listen, just being honest, man, like, there's some racist shit that people used to say. I'm not even going to fucking say it. Because you have hate speech police that are on the internet, and they think that they're the guardians of society, and they listen, because they're snitches, they're fucking snitch. And, you know, they talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine as a snitch. They are the quintessential snitches. He was just defending his life, man. That's all he was doing. You know, it's one thing, man, if, you know, your homies are loyal to you and then you fucking tell on them, okay? That's violation. If your homies are disloyal and then you're caught between a rock and a hard place, man, and you're facing fucking 50 to life in prison, that's not snitching. I'll tell you what is snitching. Motherfuckers that listen on the internet because they're hateful pieces of shit. You know, karma's a motherfucker, man. And when shit happens to motherfuckers, man, because they do the type of shit that I'm referring to, you can't feel sorry for them, man. I don't. So now you have all these offended types, the PC police, and they sit back and they're like, well, I think that could be construed as, I think that could be taken as such. I think that in the context is, I think that semantically and syntax-wise, syntactically, I think that what you're really implying and what you're really insinuating, what you're goddamn fucking implying is that you're a fucking mind reader. You have telepathy now? I said what the fuck I said. Now, you want for some audience to believe that I said this, but I fucking meant this? Fuck you, suck a dick, eat shit. Now check this out. This Harvard professor has come out today. I'm going to call out the Harvard professor. The Harvard professor has come out today and made a statement, some fucking Harvard law professor, and said that Donald Trump's statement is an impeachable offense. I will have you know that Harvard professor is so fucking full of shit. Now, Harvard law professors and other lawyers, they love to tell you what the law is because they're reading it out of a book, because it's out of Black's or it's out of this law book or this register or this journal or this periodical or this circular or whatever they want for you to think. They want for you to think that the law is some complex shit. All the law is are some fucking words. That's what the law is. Just some goddamn fucking words, some text. That's all it is, man. Used to be on ancient Sanskrit, papyrus and shit. You know, runic writings, tablets, stones, you know, written in stone tablets. Now it's fucking hypertext markup language shit, right? So those in society who believe that they're elite, a lot of them, the ones that are pompous and lofty, they have to create a certain special language for themselves to distinguish themselves from that of common folk, in their minds, common folk. So they create this convoluted system of all this language. The nomenclature, within whatever circles or, spheres of so-called influence in their different industries and subsets of the human population. And they talk all this shit. And so then when the average person doesn't understand, then they can sound all lawyerly and like all, like high and mighty and shit. Oh, Donald Trump, he said that if he were removed from office, that there could be some violence as a result. That, in and of itself, is a reason and legal basis on which to impeach the president. Ha ha ha, I'm a fucking lawyer. I'm not a fucking lawyer, one Sir Grove. The Harvard law professor seems to believe that because Donald Trump stated an absolute fact, that is somehow grounds to impeach the president. Total fucking bullshit, Harvard lawyer professor. Absolute fucking nonsense. Now, your interpretation of the law is your own bullshit. My interpretation of my country and my country's laws is a different fucking interpretation than your fucking Harvard law interpretation. Donald Trump stated a fact of reality. He was elected duly, fair and fucking square, Harvard professor. And if some fifth column, treasonous, deep state action resulted in him unfairly being removed from office, yeah, man, someone might fucking retaliate in the streets with violence, professor. So he stated an obvious fucking fact. That's what happens when there's corruption in government. People fucking protest. Are you calling out Antifa as well? Is what they're doing an impeachable offense? Yeah. Or is that impeachable? Is that impeachable? Professor? Just asking, man. There's a lot of stupid fucking people in the world, man, just making up stories. Oh yeah, everything Donald Trump does now is impeachable. His existence is impeachable. Oh, he tweeted, that's impeachable. Donald Trump woke up and he breathed the air. He can be impeached for that. Oh, did you hear what he said? He stated a fact of reality. He on that basis alone, that's impeachable. Shut the fuck up, man. Man, you guys have gone wacky. You've gone fucking silly. You don't even know the difference between a motherfucking directional indicator that points left or right, up or down or diagonally, and fucking speed. Shut the fuck up, man. Get your shit fucking straight. Get your goddamn fucking facts right. Harvard law